Hey, welcome to Big Sky Economic Development. I actually want to say welcome to Big Sky Economic Development math class. Now, I wasn't the best math student, as some of you might guess, but I did okay. But I've got a formula I want to share with you. It's not like E equals mc squared or P equals mv, which is momentum and energy. This is the new formula for economic development. So let me share this formula with you and why I think it's essential for our community to further embrace this formula for our economic future and growth. So here's the formula. Economic growth equals private investment and job creation, which results from the retention and attraction of talent, which results from strategic community investment. So in order for this formula to work, if I had a chalkboard I could write this down, you have to start with the foundation. And the foundation is strategic placemaking, strategic community investment. So as a community, we have to come together and think strategically about how we're building our infrastructure, how we're building the amenities of our community, which include things like parks, trails, open space, all the work we're doing on Colson Park, plus those things that are important and essential to our infrastructure, like investment in higher education and K through 12 and workforce development. All those things are essential public infrastructure. If we're going to attract talent, we have to be a community that invests in itself. So you start with that self-investment, that community investment, that helps you retain and attract talent, which then helps you attract and expand business. Business only wants to be where talent is. Talent only wants to be in a community that's investing in itself. So this formula in the Big Sky Economic Development math class starts with strategic community investment. The rest of it won't work. You won't attract talent. If you don't have talent, business can't grow and expand, and you won't attract new business. We have to be willing to invest in ourselves as a community and be very strategic about our community development. Now, I've spent a lot of time looking at other communities, and I would argue that we shouldn't compare ourselves to other communities, but we should observe what other communities are doing. And when I observe other communities, having served in this role for now over a decade, let me tell you 4 things that I observe from other communities who are being successful, who are winners in this economic development game. So here are the 4 lessons from winning communities. And I'm not saying we're not a winning community. We are in many ways very much a winning community. But keep in mind, we're in competition. So we've got to be thinking ahead. What does that look like? What's that next generation of the work that we do as a community look like? So here's 4 lessons from winning communities. First of all, they embrace that new economic development formula. They embrace the fact that they have to be strategic about their community development and the development of their infrastructure and amenities as a community. That's lesson 1. Secondly, they give a proactive response to changing expectations about how people define community. The way communities need to look today and in the future is different than how they looked yesterday. Those expectations are changing. A whole new generation of workforce, a whole new generation of family have a whole new expectation of what a community should look like and function like. And winning communities embrace those changing expectations. They don't run away from them. They're not fearful of them. They embrace them. They're proactive, and they work with those new families, new generation of workforce. So that's lesson 2, being proactive and responding positively to those changing expectations. Number 3, winning communities are all about private-public partnerships, finding it essential to partner with the private sector to make things happen with their community. Great example, the whole Colson Park master plan that we're working on, that can only be accomplished if it's accomplished through a public-private partnership. And winning communities embrace public-private partnerships. 4th thing, Winning communities are constantly evaluating and exploring new economic development tools. They're not satisfied with the tools of 10 and 20 years ago. They're exploring new ways to partner, new ways to make investment in those strategic things for their economic development and growth. So those are the 4 lessons that I observed. So if we buy this new formula in the Big Sky Economic Development math class today, and that formula starts with strategic community development, then the next question is, what tools do we have that will allow us to invest in that strategic community development? And I will answer that question in part 2.